All right, guys. Thank you all for being here. Again, I'll allow some time for some guys to join on and everything. But like you said, obviously we're talking about creative ways to get your best player, your best athlete the ball in different ways, right? Whether that's at quarterback, that's at running back, that's a wide receiver, tight end, so on and so forth, whatever it needs to be. And afterwards, I'll share my business card. We'll give you a point of contact and someone you can refer back to. All right, but right here you'll see we're going to start off with a couple clips. This is one thing that we do use here, and I've used at other places I've been a part of. And if I was a high school coach, it'd probably be one of the main things I'd use in my offense, and it's really simple. And it's a tag. It's a term, we use the term at FAU and here, that relates to flat and fast. One word that means flat and fast. It's telling the back what to do. And what we're doing when we're doing that is we're switching the responsibilities of the back and the quarterback. Switching the responsibilities of the back and the quarterback. What I mean by that is, just think of normal inside zone, okay? Normal inside zone, the quarterback's reading the defensive end. Defensive end stays wide. He's going to hand it to the running back inside. Defensive end squeezes. He's going to keep the ball going outside. Well, when you do this, everything is opposite. So the back goes opposite and flat and fast. So right here, we're arcing the field defensive end. The tight end's arcing for the widest defender. All right, we're going to arc him. The quarterback's reading him. If the defensive end can take the quarterback, if we can outflank him with the speed, then let's outflank him with the speed and get it. If he thinks then he's going to take the running back, then you keep inside zone back the other way. So right here, we're just arcing the defensive end. We got inside zone back the other way. We feel like we can outflank them. We got a big play on the perimeter. Now, one thing this quarterback's doing is he's shuffling over a little bit too far. He's getting too far behind the block of the inside zone. We need him to be able to get back here, play side. All right, he's too far backside of this darn near power read. All right, so right here, good job. This is what we want to do. FIB, get the formation into the boundary, 3 by nub, read that defensive end. We can outflank it. Let's give it. We got a speed player. Bring that ball to the block. Stretch that defender wider, bring the ball to the block. That way, if you turn up too quick, what's going to happen? The defensive back's going to fall inside. What's going to happen? Tight end's going to get called for a holding. That's not the tight end's fault. Tight end's doing everything he needs to do. So how do you avoid those holding penalties on the perimeter? You work ball to block drills. Unlike we're doing right here, he needs to take the ball all the way to 40's ass and then get vertical right there so then they can't fall off and we'll get even bigger play. All right. Sorry to all my Marshall fans. All right, this hurts, but we'll put some good stuff on them on other teams here this year. All right, so this is doing it against Marshall, but we're doing a little flat and fast. We got counter going into the boundary. All right, we got counter going into the boundary. GY counter. All right, the quarterback's just going to read the edge right here. Right here, pre-snap, that Mike, he's a little outside the box. I don't think that the running back would be able to outflank him. Okay, oh shit, oh crap, we got pressure going on right here. We might be able to until that defensive end jets straight upfield. He jets straight up. I'm reading that area, that C-gap area, not necessarily a person. This one's a little more complex. All right, so this is 400 level class. All right, so you're reading that C-gap area. That tells you then keep it back the other side. We got GY counter back the other way. All right, with your quarterback. Now, the negative is you're running your quarterback inside. And obviously, depending on, what type of system you run, you may not want to do that too often. Depending if your quarterback is your best player, you may want to do that, So different ways to get different people the ball, then we all know how. All right, so is this what I think it is? Is this? Yeah, so this is the answer. And I think this is important for offensive and defensive coaches, obviously, to know. But how do you stop it? What's the answer to it? You know what I mean? So obviously, when you can tell the back is flat and fast, that's a key. But we do a good job right here. We don't really tip it off. Our back's behind the quarterback's toes. He doesn't show anything. But they knew, when we got in this formation, we've been doing it in this game. So they started to do a little TE right there. All right, so then the tackle loops out, in folds, that tells the quarterback to give, but then he's giving it into a 3 technique, looping back right there to make the play, especially into the boundary. If you can get outside of it to the field, you got a chance. but into the boundary like that, it can be a little tight. So it's always good to know the positives and the negatives with things. All right. So again, it's not always good. Did someone just ask something? I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. Let me have you tip your screen up just a little bit.
Oh, tip my screen up. I'm sorry.
Yeah. There we go.
Y'all seeing the video, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay, I got you. All right. So I could care if you're looking at me. We're reading the D end here into the boundary. All right. We got this again. This isn't me. This is other people right here. This is Rich Rod back when he was at Ole Miss right here. But obviously he does some good quarterback run stuff, as we know. All right. So right here, instead of it being flat and fast, all right, like I said, the answer to if you can stop it, one of them is to mesh charge and blow it up. All right. So what's the answer to mesh charge is now pitching same side. Okay. So imagine if this boundary defensive end right here, all right, he wants to mesh. First of all, they probably think it's going up top because the back's flat and fast and he's thinking they're reading the field end. But really, now we're reading, we got GT going back to the field. We're reading this boundary defensive end. He squeezes, we can outflank him, pitch it to the boundary. Easy 10 yards right there. All right, get it to your back into the boundary. If that defensive end jets upfield, quarterback's keeping GT back to the field right here. All right, there's a good look at it. Defensive end squeezes, can we outflank him? Do I think if our running back gets outside of him enough that we can outrun a defensive end? Yes. Okay, then pitch it. If not, quarterback keep GT back to the field. This is the answer to mesh charge. This is the answer to mesh charge. All right, so here's another good look. Okay, we've seen this one. This is the LSU's national championship year. Ole Miss ran it all up and down them, but still got their ass beat. We're reading the 4-eye here to the field. Really, technically, should pitch it, right? 4-eye squeezing, so pitch it, right? We outflanked him, so he should. Quarterback gets a little greedy, wants to keep it. That's fine. All right, we actually get two guys washed up on the 4-eye. Patrick Queen over scrapes. All right, quarterback does a good job getting vertical right there. And when you're that fast, you shoot, get your best player the ball, right? Good stuff. Let him run. Let him do what he does at UCF. All right, here's another version of it to the field. All right, so they've been running arc. They're running inside zone to the right here. Okay, but since it's a 4-eye, okay, they're running arc version of it. All right, so what they're doing is they're arcing this tight end. All right, this back's going to go flat and fast. We're going to read the C gap area, right? Okay, until they go odd tight or okie or whatever you call it. All right, now you got a B gap player. So widen your split right here. Let's savvy by that tackle. Who's he aligning off of? You, the tackle. All right, this is in college and stuff. All right, so he's a 4-eye. He's lining off of you. Widen it out. So then now they're going to jab it. And they're going to arc it for the backer. All right, now we're reading the 4-eye right here. Can we get outside of it? Yes, he does. Great job. Now we got to play. If we can't, then the quarterback, then keep an inside zone back here to the field. Again, don't get too far over. You'll get too far behind the block. All right, but putting the 4-eyes in stress. Again, why do defenses go to odd tight? Because it's hard for those tackles to dig it out in inside zone. All right, you look at that's a 3, that's a load right there at the 4-eye. Yeah, any tackle is going to have a trouble cutting that off or getting any movement on it. All right, so don't, let's read them. All right, boom, exactly. Same play here again to the field. All right, again, it's an Okie odd tight. So now we're reading the B gap player right there, the 4-eye. We arc it. He plays wide. Quarterback keeps. That's a good job again, right? Don't get too far wide. Patrick Queen scrapes over top, and then our guard gets beat, so then we don't have much of a chance. All right. Do it later in the game again. Same thing. He feels it's kind of close right there. They've seen it a few times now, and he's jetting upfield, but he still gets outside of it. Great job. We got a big play on the perimeter. Obviously, as you know, you get the ball on the edge, you got a chance to make some yards. Just got to outflank them. Bar to bore. Same thing there. All right, big play on the perimeter, just doing it to the field. Now, same play, different looks. Slightly adjusting it. He's looping out. Really should keep it. All right, but then late adjust, giving him a false dual read. All right, so that's a good job by the quarterback right there, trusting it. Really good, big explosive play. I think they give Yeah, so here's a 4-down look. Perfect. So earlier in the game, they had a 4-down look earlier in the game with Corral in there. So you can tell the 4-down version versus the odd version. Okay. Odd, we were arcing that B gap player. Now the 4-down version, we're reading the C gap, that defensive end. So the tackle dives in there, he slips, and then he's trying to work up for that backside backer. Can we get outside of it? Yes, he does. So he gives it. We're getting the ball on the edge. Nice 9-10 yards. All right. So flat and fast, whatever term you want to use that to give to your team, a term that tells the back to go opposite, flat and fast, opposite, flat and fast. All right, and then you're still reading what inside zone to the right. You're still reading that left defensive end. GT to the left. You're still reading that right defensive end. You know what I mean? It's the ones that are like counter and power where you're hinging on the backside. You're technically reading second level or the entire C gap. All right. Power reads. All right. So power reads. All right. You've seen power read. You've done it with your running backs and quarterbacks, but also involving your wide receivers. So say you got some shifty slots and you want to be able to get them the ball in space. All right. So now you're doing power read where you're leading with the running back right here. You're still reading the defensive end. All right. Defensive end hangs. We can outflank it now. So let's give it. All right, back now leads for the scrape and backer. They were a bracket coverage team, so we got a little push crack going on outside by the tight end and the wide receiver right there. All right, great communication, puts the ball into the corner. All right, so that's what we want to do. They actually do a really good job of thinning it out and pushing it to the sideline. All right, then what is it? Putting the athletes in space, right? That's what we're talking about, getting our guys the ball. All right, so they can do this and make people miss, and oh yeah, all right, so good stuff. Read the defensive end right there. All right, he squeezes, and this the difference you got to tell your quarterback on the wide receiver or any type of motion power read or motion speed sweep when you're reading that defensive end is he's got a head start. You know, he's got some speed. He's got some tempo going. Normally, the back's stagnant. You know, he's in place. So it doesn't happen as fast. So if you can get the edge, give it and let's go. So it's probably going to be a higher give with this type than without. Now, obviously, if they are keying on to it and start jetting the defensive end upfield, then the quarterback needs to be keeping it following his pulling guard. Yeah, I'm sorry, Marshall. Reading the field defense end right here. We're arcing the back. He squeezes. We give it. 4 blocking on the perimeter, whoever's coaching that tight end. All right. But then that's a really good job by the back, putting him in space. Really good job by the back, cutting. And then the wide out in space, making people miss. No, you can't cut anymore. Terrible rule. There's safety my ass. Good cut. Very nice. Good. Good. All right. Formation in the boundary, tight on, doing it with the wide receiver right here. Same thing, different looks. Reading that field defensive end. All right, putting our athletes in space, leading with backs. Defensive end right there, really, right? He's wide, he hangs in it, but again, he's got so much tempo going, depending on how fast the guy is. All right, you should be able to get that edge a lot quicker and a lot faster. Again, if you just straight up field, you got a chance to keep it. That's a really good job. That ball to block that I was talking about. This is a really good look at it right here. Bring the ball to the block and then the ball to the block right there. That's exactly what we want. Great job. Great perimeter blocking. Another look at it here. Getting, skill players ball on the edge. Good job blocking by the back. The scraping backer. Obviously now just stay up, run your feet, hands and chest right there. If he widens, he tries to keep his outside arm free, run him to the sideline, keep your hands inside, your hands outside of it, reset your arm. But that's obviously a great cut back when you can do it. All right. Let's get a keep. Yeah, there we go. My buddy Nick Tirani, who's an offensive GA down at Florida Atlantic now. This in the quarterback. Great read right here. Defensive ends wide, jetting upfield. They've seen it on tape. Cool. All right, let the quarterback eat right now. Perfect. All right, you don't want to live in that world depending on who your quarterback is, but if you got a stud like Nick, he can take it. Let's roll. Good job. Way to get vertical. Explosive, huge explosive play right there. Very nice. Way to follow your pulling guard. Tackle, keep traying back. All right, really good. Good. Very nice. All right. This is a nice way to start off a game. All right. Huddle speed break right there. All right. Let the wideouts get set. Create some tempo to the offensive line right there, because you can't really tempo the first play, right? So that's how you create tempo. Huddle speed break. All right. So that's what you do in the NFL, right? Because you can't tempo. So you got to create it with speed breaking and huddle. All right. So send the line or the skill out first, then the line. All right. Right here, Alex Highsmith from Charlotte, really good player. Just trying to read him to the field, getting in a tight condensed formation where we knew what type of shell they would be in. All right, push, crack, and MDM for the safety right there, but the ball into the corner, big explosive play on the perimeter. All right, power read again. You got to be weary. This is the thing why you can speed break. You want your back, he's so wide right here than he normally probably is. Normally he's probably right in this range. So if the teams are on that and you're just lined up and playing, they can key it. So then the speed break hides that right here. So the field defensive end, you're reading him. He squeezes just enough, right? Get on the edge. We got the crack. We got the great job by the back right here, Larry. All right, long strides, short strides, strike and drive. That's Kevin Smith special right there. Great job. Very nice. Perfect. Big explosive play. Get down to the 5, score on the next one. Good. Same one you saw earlier, trips with the tight end on the ball into the boundary. All right. You may see some of this. And I mean, look at that. We got 3 guys outside the tackle. All right. Something's going on right here. So if I'm a smart tackle like this guy is, Mr. Reginald Bain, offensive GA at Miami right now, the one Bain kid's brother. All right, so that's a really good Reuben Bain. All right, so that's a really good job of Reggie right there, influencing that field defensive end, knowing he's going to long stick into the A gap. He blocks him without even blocking him. Look at the guy, just blocks himself. All right, so that's a good job by Reggie. Then he's able to work up and gain a hat on the person coming over in motion. All right, so that's a really good football smart player right there by him. All right, we're power reading it, so we're reading that edge right there. So the back motor, Devin, he probably really should go to 6, but 40 kind of plays into him. Regardless, quarterback's keeping it. We know that. Following that pulling guard, great job. Get inside of it, big explosive play, get down. All right, he wasn't a dynamic, great runner. All right, he wasn't a dynamic, great runner. What we got here? Come on. Oh, I know where we're going. Never mind. Sorry. All right. So just true power read with the back. Okay. So we're checking it to looks like we're checking it to the shade. Okay. And then they're checking against it. So we try to check back and then they check back. So, all right, just running. All right. Play clock. So real field defensive end right here. All right. So they get a nice deuce right there. Working to the backside backer. Great job, Reggie, again. All right, field defensive end, he really squeezes initially, but a dual read, false read, okay? So great job by the back, outflanking it. This is why you got to get flat and fast and run. You want to circle the defense. If he just tries to jet up field right now, the defense end's going to be able to make the play. You got to, the perimeter blocking on the edge right there. Phenomenal job by the receiver coming, little slot receiver coming in there. Let's go get you some. All right, and then we got our outside receiver going up to the safety. Great job getting the ball on the edge. Skilled players making plays. Good. True, just power read, but arcing now on the front side of it. Okay, so now we got a tight end involved with it. Can muddy the read a little bit, but it also, depending on how they play it, can clear it up. So if your tight end bluffs it and they're really diving in that C gap and your tight end's having a tough time cutting it off, all right, so read the guy. All right, so now tight end, cha-cha-cha, bluff him, get him to dive in there. Good. All right, he dives. So what do? We give. Tight end, we got a little crack going on, and then the tight end's arcing out for the corner. All right, if we didn't have the crack, the tight ends just peek scrape alley. Peek for any outside pressure, scrape for any backer, scraping over top, alley for any alley defender, filling the hole. So that's a great job by Harrison Bryant trying to, again, reach the outside, the forced defender. The forced defender's job is to keep his outside arm free and force the ball back inside. So if you can reach the forced defender, the defense is screwed. There you go. Light. Power read down here in the red zone, motion the tight end in. That's right. Yep. Now we're going to arc it. Okay. They've played these outrageous wide 9 defensive ends right here. So obviously power read's a good one. So now make him like think about it a little bit right here. Now he plays into the tight end. So it's dang sure keep, you know what I mean? So obviously great job on the keep right there. Get inside hip of the puller. Inside hip of the puller. There it is. There it is. Good job. Puller folds them. Great job running your feet on contact. Walk in touchdown. Again, wide, ridiculous wide 9 defensive ends right here. There's a flatten the fast action, right? Okay, so point. Flatten power read. It is same side. So the quarterback can shuffle over more steps, on read or on the other, whatever term you want to call the flat and fast action. He's really just got a one shuffle over and get back play side. Power read, it's both of them are play side. You got the give play side or the quarterback keep his play side. All right. So you can get 2 shuffles in at least now, or maybe even 3. Depends on how much you want to play it out. Great job by Driscoll right here on the wide 9, keeping it and getting vertical. Obviously inside hip of the second puller. Empty. Now you don't even have a back. So you're starting them in empty, reloading him. All right. An empty, it clears up the picture in the box. So, you're reading that field defensive end. He squeezes. We give it. Great job, John Rain on the perimeter right there, getting a little crack block. Very nice. Get the ball on the edge. Very nice. Very nice. Get you some. Good. Hit him from the front. Again, another power read to the field. Obviously, defensive ends hauling butt inside, so we're giving it. Great blocking on the perimeter right there. Harrison Bryant, great job by the wideout. Puts the ball into the safety with that speed. Circle the defense. Big explosive play, touchdown. Very nice. Defensive ends, how wide the defensive is pre-snap, the more likely the quarterback's going to keep. But then his demeanor post-snap, how much does he close? Where's his shoulders? Is he a wrong shoulder defensive end? Is he a cliff technique? What type of technique is he playing? Regardless, if he squeezes, you're giving it. Great job. All right. This is not power. Okay, so now we're working into a little different realm right here. Okay, so this is the Dana special, the air raid special, the Tavon, the play that made me want to go to West Virginia. I saw Geno Smith throw or toss 4 of these in an Orange Bowl, and then he's like a Heisman finalist. I'm like, that sounds easy. All right, then we went 4-7 the next year. Not as easy as it looked. All right, Tavon made that stuff work a lot of the time. All right, so this one, we're just tossing the ball on the edge right here. All right, if we can get the ball in the pre-snap, we got outside zone here going to the field to the right, and then we're just tossing it. If we can get the edge, and then the 2 receiver and tight end up top are blocking for the speed sweep. So obviously we got the edge. Defensive end was tight enough. Again, he's full speed. So if we can outflank it and we can go right here, let's toss it. Okay, if not, handing it back the other way. I'll show you how we read the other ones later. With a lead blocker. I think they're on here. All right. So again, defensive end's tight enough to the tackle, right? His hand is down. That's a good key. All right. He's in a surf technique. We've seen that they've done that at this game. Okay. So we felt confident we'd be able to toss it and get the edge. Great job by the tight end right here. Obviously working to the outside shoulder and finishing this dude. All right. Let him know. I like it. Good stuff. Little rivalry game. It's always good to give a little juice in a rivalry game. All right, so this one right here. So now we got speed sweep going into the boundary or outside zone to the field. How do you read it? The old Matt Canada at LSU, bunch of people doing it. You know what I mean? All right, so how do you read it? Great question. Glad you asked. All right, so we got 1 on this one. If we had 2, if we were the back was going out too, that changes things. But right now, we just got the tight end is the one arcing right here. So we got 1 arc blocker. He's taking care of him. So right now, when you draw a box from where this that's a crappy box. Okay. Draw a box from where this tight end is about 8 yards 5'5", right in there, more of a rectangle, whatever you want to call it. All right. So there's one guy in that box, this guy right here. Okay. Defensive end's inside the tight end, so we don't count him now. The more he starts to get head up to outside the tight end, the more you do count him. So you got one guy into the box, but on that motion, what did old safety do? He's hauling butt down. So that's about to be two guys in the box. We only got one to block it. So what do? Hand it off back the other way. All right, so pre-snap, I got one to block one. If this linebacker right here bumps into the box, then I'm handing it back the other way. If this safety hauls butt down into the box, I'm handing it back the other way. Safety moved down, I'm handing it back the other way. You cut the defense in half, you got outside zone going back the other way. All right, and you've cut off now support. You know what I mean? You got two plays in one. All right, so again, getting the ball, if you want to toss it to your speed, you got a speedy slot. You want to toss it to him? Great way to toss it to him right there. I get, some of these are 10 personnel, some of them are 11. Not many, teams have a tight end that can block like this. I understand. So there's a lot. I try to get as much 10 personnel stuff because I know that's big. All right. But, so you see that safety goes hauling down. That's what the quarterback's reading. I'm not going to toss it right here. I'm going to let him clear. And then I'm going to hand off outside zone back the other way. Helps when you have Devin Singletary as your running back. Trust me. I understand that. Same thing here to the field, right? So the box, I got one to block the safety out here to the field. So they do bump, right? You see, it doesn't always have to be a safety. It can be a backer. That's why it's hard to tell them just key one person. You know what I mean? It depends on how that defense adjusts. So this defense adjusts more of a bump than a rock and roll safety. All right, so that backer bumps out. Let's hand off outside zone back the other way. Great job. Hats on hats. Cuts the defense in half. Big explosive play. Great cut on the backside. Can't do it. Shame. Very nice. Good finish. Very good. Oh, I think no hold. All right. Sweet type plays. That kind of was them right there. These are some 12 personnel ones. It's kind of the same mindset as what we're talking about. So right here, we got a speed sweep to the field. Now you saw the one where it's flat and fast where you're, this is not that. This is either you're tossing the speed sweep or you're handing off inside zone back the other way. Lead inside zone with the tight end back the other way. All right. So there's a wide 9 as your defensive end here to the field. So that's one red flag. And we got him right here. And old Reed Blankenship's hanging around right here. So I'm pre-snap. I'm thinking I'm handing it off. Good decision. Now you got handoff back the other way. You got no support coming because they're flowing towards the speed sweep, the threat of the speed sweep to the field. All right. Yes, there is, motion calls, how the line handles the box and stuff like that. You want to get into that, come visit us here in Huntington. All right. Unbalanced formation. All right. We got, a 12 personnel one, but 3 by 1, but the one's off, then, the tight end's covered up top or, down here. So we're bringing the X in motion. They don't see that it's, unbalanced or whatever you want to call it. Same thing, right? So we got 2 to block 2. All right. We got right 1. We got 2. All right. This safety is the one that was iffy right here. Okay. So we're under center now. So sorry, we don't get the passing yards. It counts as a run here. All right. It is what it is. But you get a good play. You get the ball on the edge. Very nice. All right. Good. All right, good look at it there. And again, you see quarterback good, handing off or faking the inside zone back the other way. All right, one key note. All right, it is very important for your wideout or whoever's getting these speed sweeps. This was a senior and it was a bowl game, and he is not a speed sweep wideout, but we were just trying to give him a little last hoorah. All right, but what they got to do is right when they get that hand, they got to bow back a little bit because again, we should be arcing and leaving that C gap player. So if he does, that's you. You know what I mean? So you do need to bow back a little bit right there so you can get the edge and bring the ball to a block like he does right there. Same thing, same formation. All right, so now we're not under center, we're in gun. So always helps in pistol. All right, so look, how many guys can you got out here? We got 1 for him. This tight end's arcing for him. This safety is the one that would probably be able to make the play. Quarterback thought that was too many guys over there. He hands off the zone back to the boundary. They're in zero right here. I mean, they're in blitz zero, right? Or not blitz zero, but they're in zero. Safety's just filling in the wrong, needs to be filling more B gap right there. It'll make the play. Again, why was he fitting wrong? Because it's an unbalanced tackle, or not it's an unbalanced formation, fits that they're not used to. It's really the will supposed to be more on this backside A. The corner fits it right. It's the will he fits wrong. So again, trying to give the defense eye violations. That's what you're always trying to do. Give them different things to look at. This was a nice start to the game right here. Creating a little speed break, a little tempo from it, hide the formation. All right, we got two backs in right here, a little tight. There's a funky defense, that Iowa State defense type deal. So we had to start it and give it a little funky look for it. We kind of knew what we were going to get. So great job by the Kraken. And then we got the tight end in the back right here. So we got three out. We got three out here for three. So 1, 2, and 3. So the quarterback sees it. It's right at the snap right here. That safety goes back. I agree on the toss. Plus, it would be the quarterback keeping outside zone to the field, and we didn't want to run him so much. So it was a very heavy, hey, can you toss this? If we can, let's get it rolling. All right, so we tossed it. We get it rolling on the edge. We get great pin and pull blocking out there. Great job by the tight end. Hooking again. Hook the force defender. All right, let's reach the force defender. Look at that. Anchor down. That's why I won the Mackey. Phenomenal blocker, phenomenal player. Love coaching him, miss him. Wish I could have him every year. They don't make him like that. Good stuff. Good. Look at that. Perfect. All right, another perfect blocking right here by both of them. I mean, I love these two guys, still do. Talk to them, they're awesome on the regular. Get the toss on the edge. If you can toss it right here, we got 2 for 2. I agree, let's give it. All right, great blocking right there, then handling that wide 9. All right, he plays it out, they work it out, then stretch it to the sideline. Great look at ball to block right here. All right, ball to block, ball to block, ball to block. Great job, get vertical. All right, we got 2 to block 2 right here. Yes, he is a wide 9. That's not ideal. All right, so if you trust your tight ends to get it started and get it going, you know what I mean, then you can toss it. Obviously, we trusted these guys a lot. All right, if not, you can hand off the outside zone back to, or no, it looks like we're doing inside zone back to the field right here. All right, so you got 2 plays in 1. So that's the benefit of the quarterback. You're never going to be wrong handing off the inside zone. You know what I mean? Obviously, we're calling it. If we can toss it and get the edge, let's toss it and get the edge, but you won't be wrong handing it off right there. So get your speed, get your skill in space right here, get them rolling on the edge. They love contact, so they're still blocking downfield. Same one you saw from earlier, that unbalanced formation. Right here, the X coming in speed sweep. Again, wide 9, not the easiest deal. So that's a great job of them getting it started. This is a bad ball to block, right? All right, so the wide out, bowed back. Good job by him bowing back. Same kid right now. Get outside of that. I know it's he's going to try to keep widen it and force it back inside. We're going to hook it. We're going to get outside of it. You trust it. Keep coming. Get outside of it. We got 2 for 2. Then that safety's the one. I mean, you trust it. You get outside of this right here. We'll pin that. We're on this. And then he's the one that's got to make the play. But you cut it up right there. That's what they want you to do. All right. So that's a really good look at ball to block. All right. Talking about ball to block right there. And you can drill it, in pre-practice and stuff, like a lot of perimeter screens, bubble screens. You got to talk about it. That's where we'll pop up. But here as well. Same thing, same play. Let's get some better ones, get some better ones. Same thing, same play. They play out, we toss it. Bad ball block, right? Jeez. Again, I mean, I give you the bad clips too. It's not like everything works all the time. All right, so yes, he should obviously be getting outside of that. Phenomenal job at the tight ends right there. Great job. All right, let's go outside. Go outside. We got a big play. All right, so again, ball to block, talking about it, showing them examples of what that means. Again, trying to get a little, call this manufacturing passing yards. All right, manufacturing passing yards. That's where you kid who, you don't have the best arm or can't, chuck it around the yard. And the next thing you know, you look up at halftime, he's got 100 passing yards. Like, where the heck did that come from? They only threw it like 3 times. All right, well, that's how you manufacture passing yards. Okay, same thing here, same formation. It's great when you can hide it and they don't call the tackle or the end over deal. All right, and then you can then create another hat on the front side of it. That's a really good job blocking the X receiver. Push cracks for the safety. Tight end does a good job adjusting, going out to the corner. Just got to keep going. Don't stop your feet. Don't stop your feet right there. Close ground. Close ground. Long stride, short stride, strike and drive like you saw the running back do earlier. All right, let's go. Close ground right there so we can make contact and go. Slow feet, you're dead on the perimeter. Slow feet don't eat. Good job by 40 right there. Good job 10 adjusting. I get it. You're a tight end. That's a lot of space out there. Just make the block. I thought good job by the wideout. That's not very good, actually. If he just does his job and blocks the dang guy, we got a big explosive play inside of that. Good. Get up, Harry. All right. Obviously, we called this broom at FAU. Do not call it here. Yeah, we call it that here at Marshall also as well. So if you see us doing a broom, this is what we're doing. All right. The back's leading out into it, broom. So the back leading, that's what that means. All right. So when you see us doing a broom and a motion, everyone go running one way. All right. So we got a speed, same type deal. Okay. Now we just added another hat to it. So you saw a version of this earlier. All right, so really we got fake guard pull action going back the other way. We weren't even running anything. We're just trying to do that to get the will to scrape over the top. He didn't. Still got a decent play. Again, if you get the ball on the edge, if you can outflank or you can reach the force defenders, you're gonna have big explosive plays. That's really what you want to do. Just get them running sideline to sideline. Get those defensive linemen tired. Get them running early. Another speed break right here in the red zone, in a condensed formation. Yeah. Again, fake guard pull going back the other way. You can do GT going back the other way, and QB GT that's a viable option. And then now you got the pin and pull out here by the wideout, receiver cracking, tight end looping out, and then the back. So that's a great job by the back adjusting. So the wideout misses, back adjusts, gets it started, right? That's the whole thing about this. If we get it started, we got to play. We get it started, we got to play. That's all you want to do. We got to play. I got to hurry. I got some other good stuff in there, I think, right? Yeah, another one, we're tight condensed formation right here, arcing. Great job by the tight end. Okay. If the defensive end played out wide, he'd get it started. He squeezed because we got GT going back into the boundary. All right. So he's there and there's no one there. Then he waits for the scraping backer. Great. We got the back on the safety. This is on 3rd and 5. First down. Let's roll. Good. GT going back the other way. Really didn't even want the quarterback to do it. It was kind of with him an automatic toss. Good. There's a neat little unbalanced shift to hide the speed sweep right there. So we started unbalanced, we shifted over. All right, so then you hide the cut split. You hide the split of the running back right there that is plussed, and then you get your speed sweep. Great job by the tight end, like I'm talking about. All right, what did you do? Defensive end played out, get it started. The whole thing is getting it started. Yes, if we can leave the guy and gain another hat, let's go. If he plays out and plays into you, get it started. Sorry. Jumping around on you. The same one you saw earlier, but now with the back going front side. So now you got 3 guys leading front side FIB right here. Great job by watch the tight ends right here, working out 1 and 2 most dangerous. 1 and 2, then the back climbs up for 3. Great job. Look at them reach the defense. Perfect job. Work to the outside shoulder. Get your hips around. Anchor down. Perfect. And they were perfect. Look at the hand reset. Dude was unreal. Little shove late. I love it. Yeah, I'll see you next play. Awesome. All right, this is one everyone does. It's a good one. Student body right, student body left. QB outside zone. You know what I mean? So, it's QB outside zone with the back lead right here. If your best player is quarterback, let's direct snap it to him right here. Outside zone, tight end's trying to lock the box. And then we got the receiver right here cracking for the safety, put the back onto the corner. All right, so great job by the tight end. Lock the box, up to the backer. Great job. Perfect right there. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Good, 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 good. Stretch it out. Very nice. Stay on tight end. Shit. You got to know where the quarterback is. Okay, Q. Speed quarterback right here. We did a little motion with it. You know what I mean? So dual threat kid at the end of games. We motioned the tight end over and then QB lead outside zone to the field right here, kind of student body right. Again, tight end in the line or locking the box, and then the back's got anything extra. So he locks the defensive end jet straight up field, right? Or what is that? No, I'm sorry. Defensive end jet straight up field. Great job by the tight end. All right, getting it started. Put him in the ground. Very nice. Let's go. This is that play, but not to the quarterback, but to a wide receiver. So FIB, hey, I'm motioning to the field, put my foot in the ground, then come back. I got speed, sweep everyone, student body right to the boundary. All right, so formation of boundary, put the back over there because he's leading, put the foot in the ground, tackle, tight end, lock the box. That's a good job by Ferguson from La Tech trying to stretch it out. Tackle should work up, work up, work up. So we're tripling up to that backer. So Brandon Walton should work up to him. So he learned that now at the Bucks. All right, that's a great job by the backside guard, working backside. Great job by the center, reaching and hooking that strong inside hand. Very nice. Back, that's why you're there. You're extra. So he made the tackle right, made the play go. Very nice. I think we ran it like 3 plays in a row on this drive. So this is the next, very next play, same thing. Same thing, lock the box, right? Okay, it worked out a little differently. Tight end had the defensive end the first time, right? Now safety's played down, lock, go up to it, good. Hats for hats right here, backs extra, perfect. Speed sweep into the boundary, same one or similar one to what we saw earlier. Tight end, lock the box. That's a hard look with the Y9 triple. Great job right there. Now let it go. Keep your outside arm free. All right, then work up to that backer. Good. Tight end here to the field. So he's got the nickel little body trying to jet up field and force it back inside. Okay, there's a great job of him trying to reach it. When you can't, strong inside hand. If, he wants to be a little body, let's go. He ain't, you're a tight end, be bigger. Great job by him there. Put him to the sideline. Strong inside hand, press out. Very nice. That's a good job by the back or the runner right here. Stretch. Widen back away for circling the defense. Circle the defense, ball to block. Circle the defense, ball to block. Hopefully you hear the same terms over and over, and those are the key coaching points. I know I got some questions right here. I'm sorry. Let's get a little. Yeah, this is a good one into the boundary, rolling, touchdown. Good. Okay, so lock the box by the tight end right here. Oh, now this is we're getting a little too juicy right here, is what I call it. All right. So whenever we did this, we would. Plus, look at the quarterback. He's plussed over. He's splitting the center and the guard. And the center would snap it. He would know to snap it to the side we were going to too. That was some high level stuff that I don't know whether it helped or not. You know what I mean? It did shorten the edge. You know what I mean? You can also shorten the splits and stuff too to get the edge shorter. But that was one thing we did. And then one time we didn't, and then you can imagine what happens. So then we stopped doing it. It always takes that one time. which I'm sure happens a lot more than once in high school, happens as much more than once in college too. Okay, more speed sweeps. Let's get to some different stuff before we got to end it here. This is truck, anchor, wall, kick, alley right here, but tossing it to the wide receiver. All right, so tight end, anchor, really it's with a 4-eye right here. The tackle should be pinning it, guard pulling. All right, but they got a little confused and they both pulled, but tackle should be down on 4-eye. So you're anchoring, your wall should be your wide receiver on the mic right there. He said, no, thank you. Okay. Your kick is your back right here. And then your alley is the one who makes up being the wall. So the alley and the wall switch places right there. We get a little speed sweep truck going right here, adding the back. All right, great job by the back. Long stride, short stride, strike and drive, hands inside right there. Run your feet on contact, put them in the sideline. All right, so, different run schemes. You've seen GT, you've seen counter, you've seen, everything. Now there's truck. Different ways just to get the ball on the edge, get the ball to your athletes on in space. Let's see what we got here. Tackle over, then phonies or fake reverse type deal. So we're just doing lead outside zone, that student body left one, and then you do a little phony deal. Quarterback, hey, grab some attention. Look, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys backside right here. And now don't have to worry about the run. Put your arms down, Lane. He did it every time, even when it didn't work. Still does. All right. Good. A little fake action right there. Very nice. Keep working tackle. Yeah, really got the camera. Very nice. Quarter or back. Good job by the wide out. Hey, I'm going to throw it. Look at all these guys. I mean, look, that's what you want. You want white jerseys. You want the quarterback faked out. Very nice. Good. Especially against the rival. All right, back to some Rich Rod stuff. Oh, yeah. I like this one. You got a good running back. Just give him a little flare screen to the field. Put your tight end or your best blocker in the slot right there. That's the key block. Okay, you're reading the mic in too high right here. Okay, the mic expands out. All right, you got best of both worlds. Depends on how good your back is and how fast the mic expands. Okay, if he hangs and your back's a dude and we outflank him and you want to just get it to him, let's get it to him then. If the mic expands so much that you got double slant backside, and it's Eli, whatever his name, Moore. All right, throw him you got the double slant backside right there. All right, so reading the mic right here in true too high. People add QB draw into it, and you can add the out vertical to the boundary right here and do QB draw and get really spicy. Depends on how much you want to run your quarterback. Oh, come on, center. Easy. Good. Same one here. You got the swing to the field. You got the double slant to the boundary. All right. So now they're more in a man look right here. Mike goes bumping out with it too. More obvious. Then he adds on. So then you got your double slant backside of it. All right. Can you still throw the flare to the field? That's the good thing. You know what I mean? As many plays that, where you're not necessarily wrong. You know what I mean? Where you can, it's best of both worlds is the term that I use. If you had the QB draw on, sometimes you can get best of 3 worlds. You know what I mean? So right here, you got the best of both worlds. You can throw the swing to the field. You got double slants. You got the inside one. You got the outside one. You got touchdown. Good things. Mazel. All right, we're in 2 back. All right, you've seen it's similar mindset. All right, now, hey, can you throw the swing to the field? Okay, looks the way they adjust to it. Someone bumps out, and 2 guys really go bumping out, but they really go hauling butt out with it. So I agree. Give the run back to the boundary, right? So they go running out, hand off the run back to the field. Very nice. 2 plays in one, cutting the defense in half. Whether you put a wide receiver in the backfield, you're normally a 10 personnel team, put a wide out back there. You don't have to be 2 backs. You know what I mean? Change it up right there. I like, since it's not a second level throw, you can go ahead and read the backside defensive end. If you were doing something like, let's say, if you were doing, maybe you say like you're a heavy 10 personnel team. And this is a dude, and we can't block him, and he's just charging, right? So read him, right? don't block him, read him, run a stick route, run right here, run a stick. He'll go hauling butt out with the motion. All right. So when he does, then you throw it out there. Obviously they adjust down, boom, you know what I mean? So he goes buzzing out. Then you can run that stick right behind it, depending if he was softer. Obviously he's not soft. We need to have a play going on. But when you do that, when you throw second level, then you need to lock the backside tackle on. You know what I mean? You don't need to read the defense. You need to read second level. All right. Lock this tackle and read second level then, if that makes sense. Was someone saying something? Did someone try to stop me? We good?
Keep good, Coach. Yep, keep going.
All right. So same thing here. Obviously, you see, the safety rolls down. Okay, so we can block 2 out here. We can't block 3. All right. So we don't want to throw it out there. At the end of the day, you can always still read the defensive end. Okay, defensive end, you read him. You still got to put it in 4-yard gain right there. We'll take that. 2 times out of or 3 times out of 10. Really want more, but we'll take it. Can't take negatives. All right. Say you have a tight end or a blocker. Like we had a really good one at FAU, and that was the best way to get him the ball. We did a bunch of these little slip screens to him in the flat. All right, we were cutting off backside zone. We were splitting, and then after we'd set it up a few times, we'd slip him to the flat. All right. So who are you reading? You're reading an area, and you're not necessarily reading the person. So right here, you're reading the C gap area. Again, this is that defense where you got 3 guys outside. So great job by the tackle collecting one, and then quarterback's got a decision. Okay, their demeanor looks like they are coming off the edge right there. So, you're going to give a little bit of ground right here, get it up and down, and you got a chance for a big play. Very nice, good decision, big explosive play on the perimeter. All right, now we have them going back to the field right here. All right. Reading that in or that edge. All right. So reading that edge again, can we outflank them type mindset? They're pressuring off the edge. All right. Quarterback risks it. He pulls it. He gives ground. Kind of screen mentality. Dumps it out there. We're push cracking with the receiver. Happy hour, 2 for 1. They'll learn about that in college. All right. Good job. Put the ball on the edge. Ball on the outside arm. Use your weapon. Can't let the first man tackle you. Good job by the quarterback. You do want to run out from it when you can. He's really giving ground right here because of the 2 guys outside the tackle. That's a little iffy. You always, you can give it. But if you get it off, you got a big play behind it. So here's 3rd and 5 right here. You hide it with a little or with a little motion right here. And then you slip them to the flat. Very nice. All right. So wide out, blocks the most dangerous. Gets it started. Boom. 5 yards, first down. Let's roll. I'm going to kind of buzz through there. You're going to see a bunch of them, so you'll get the message by the end of it. All right, hey, Sonic, we cut off inside zone. Now you send them to the flat. All right, then you got to have your wide receiver crack whoever runs out with the tight end and man. All right, there's a good look at it, especially in the red zone. You're going to see a lot of touchdowns right here. Okay, can we outflank the defense? That C gap, the D end squeezes. Yes, give it to them. Walk in touchdown. Here's a good look at it from the tight. You see the C gap. All right. Hey, I do like when the tight end bluffs it. All right. Because we cut it off. The more you bluff it, the more you sell it, the more it's going to open. Or at least in college, if the defensive end's playing it the right way and he's reading the down hip at the tackle and he's really squeezing in there, all right, the more you bluff it, the more it's going to work. You may need to just go immediately now and outflank the defense. You know what I mean? So there's 2 different thoughts, 2 different concepts there. Here's a similar one down, no motion. All right, crack who's coming out with a tight end right there. Crack by the single into the boundary. Defensive end squeezes, run out from it, walk in, touchdown. Now to the 2 receivers up top, we got field missile. Okay, again, it's a little risky, but if you can get it up and down, you got a chance for a big play. Quarterback, good job getting it up and right down right there, dropping it to the flat. A little good athlete we're trying to get it to. Good job. All right, same thing here. Sonic motion, push, crack. All right, again, happy hour, 2 for 1. Again, what do I mean by that? All right, 2 for 1. All right, this wide out right here is going to get 2 for 1 guy right there. It takes 2 guys in, puts the ball on the perimeter, walk in, touchdown.
All right, Coach, we got a couple questions here and getting close. So
yep, you're good. Do I stop sharing?
You can just pause it for a second. You might have a couple video clips you might want to show with some of the questions. So
Gotcha.
the first question is from Coach Kavala. He says, what is some ways to give your best players your ball, or give their best players the ball if defense's whole goal is to eliminate him completely?
Well, you got to move them around. You know what I mean? That you got to move them around different ways. If it's a running back, you know what I mean, and put them out at receiver and then motion them into the backfield, you know what I mean? Do different ways, being empty. You know what I mean? I'd get them all in empty it out right there. All right, so then you're going to see how they align, and then bring them back in and do those flat and fast plays, power read, all those type ones that we went over earlier. But I do formationally, you have to either isolate him somehow or spread it out where, you know what you're going to get and make them defend elsewhere. If that makes sense. I hope that.
Yes, sir. That's a good answer. Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
And then Coach Tremaine says, do you ever tag some type of RPO backside?
Always. And I can answer that real quick. I do. I like, not always, that's now I do always, but when I have a quarterback starting off and he's young, usually I like to keep the RPO just to one side and block it to one side. You know what I mean? When you're dealing with 2 double-sided RPOs, it's always how many do you have in the box? Okay, so if you're in a 10 personnel picture, you got trips to the field, 1 single receiver to the boundary. All right, you got 5 to block 5. Okay, so now I'm throwing off, or I'm reading the 6th man. Okay, so obviously if they're man down on the, say you have a bubble to the field, they're man down to it. We don't love it. Yes, you can push crack it in happy hour and manipulate that out there and still be able to throw it. But generally, you don't like press man on the bubble out there. All right, they got 6 in the box. And then they're pressed, say you got a single receiver, you got him running either a hitch or a Glock, or maybe the hitch converts to a go, all right, versus man. So if they're off on him, you can take a hitch. If he's pressed, you convert the go. They got 6 guys in the box. At the end of the day, you can always still read the defensive end. If it's if they got a 4-1 box and that's 6 man's second level, then you're throwing off of him. It depends on if he falls into the box while you're meshing, then you pull it and you throw the bubble out late. If he stays out wide, then we hand it off, give it into a nice 5-man box. So it depends on as we know, it depends on where that extra man is coming from. If I have a tight end in the core, I got 6 to block 6. Where's my 7th guy? We do a lot of 11 personnel pitchers. So, it's a little different than 10. But in 11 personnel pitchers, if you got dual side RPOs, full field RPOs, a lot of it depends on where is the nickel. If the nickel's inside the safety, okay, we can be reading him. Okay, if he's stacked or if he's wide and he's outside of it, then we can get our eyes on the boundary, because usually that's where the pressure's coming from, or not the 7th man, whether it's the safety filling from the boundary or the corner catting. Obviously, if the corner's catting, safety's going to be off the hash, corner's going to be up and inside. There's a lot of pre-snap tells. The same tells you tell the tackle on whether we're going out to things, whether we're alerting things, or the same things the quarterback are reading on full field RPOs of where the 7th man is coming from. If that makes sense. If I got my plays, I would draw it up without giving too much away. We do got to win some games this year. Yeah.
All right. That's all right, Coach. No, appreciate your time here. So thank you so much for your presentation. That's all the time we have today. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. And again, Coach, thanks so much. If you have your card up there, you said you were going to share that with the guys.
Yeah, let me get it real quick. All right.
Coaches, as he's wrapping that up and writing that down for you, don't forget that this will be uploaded to our Drive Live events as well. So you can find it on our Glacier Drive later on this week or early next week. And then we have a defensive session coming up this Thursday at 5 o'clock Eastern.
And I have no problem sending any of that film or any clips. Again, that's not, I mean, we do some of that here. That was more of where we've been, and it was kind of just pertinent to get the best player to ball type stuff. Obviously we try to do that here too, but we have different offense, and it's, that was more of lane stuff. So y'all can have his stuff,
Again, thanks so much, Coach Trickett. We appreciate you. Good luck the rest of the season for you guys and as you prepare for next year.
Thank y'all very much. Y'all have a good one. Appreciate y'all joining me.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.